How'd she get a picture at that? It said like she was full. Now she's not full anymore.
Now I'm
Oh,
using
hey,
Instagram.
hey, hey, what is happening, Albuquerque? ABQB2B, the network. Luis Hernandez,
You know,
Coach
Coach B's here.
B of the
The check
world
cleared.
class, the world champion, Duke City Gladiators, Gladiator Nation.
The check cleared.
The check cleared.
They paid my fee, and so I showed up, but my fee isn't that much.
Yes. He needs water. Can somebody get him some water?
Look, we got a special guest. in
We
the
got a
studio
very
right
special
so
guest.
nice.
Coach, who do we have here with us?
Superstar.
Superstar.
Like, makes a difference in the community. How do you get the guests that you have on this show here?
You know,
Seriously.
I,
how do you get these high-profile guests?
If you were to take a look at my bank account, you might understand a little bit better how that all plays
okay.
out.
Okay.
Right. No, all kidding aside, really what it is that, funny things happen when you get out into the community and you open your mouth and you start talking and you get to know some folks and you begin to build relationships in the community. Guess what? You end up having friends.
Wow.
And sometimes those friends, those relationships are short term and sometimes they're long term. And, well, this happens to be one of those long term relationships with solid people. And there are two of them here right now.
And we've got a list of people that are going to come on. That's
There's a list of
pretty cool.
people. Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things about the pleasure of getting older, it's not easy getting old. You don't know that yet, but it's not easy getting old. The pleasure of getting older, though, is you get to pick and choose
Pick and choose.
who your friends are.
Absolutely.
You get to pick and choose. That's a beautiful thing now when you get to pick and choose that.
You can even take the red Expo marker and you can draw a mustache on them if you want. I'm not gonna do that to you today.
You can't even pick and choose your family because some of us have family
Oh,
we really
yeah.
don't like.
I think we all have.
You know,
Questionable
but
family.
you get to pick and choose your friends.
Your
And
friends.
we have a great friend.
Okay.
Give her an introduction.
You give her the introduction.
Listen. Idalia Tenya.
Lechuga tena.
La Chugatanya.
Idalia
Lechuga
Lechuga
Tena.
Tena. It's okay. I was just wanted to hear your flavor
me on the
on that.
spot.
I put you on the spot. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Coach,
ILT is in the studio.
I love you. Coach.
ILT's in the studio.
ILT, that's what you're going by now. ILT.
Well, I do have my business too. It's called ILT International LLC.
I'm not kidding.
Bring your
ILT
mic-
is in the building.
Bring your microphone a little bit closer so everybody
Is that
can hear
better?
you. Much
Awesome.
better, yes.
So I do have my business. It's ILT International LLC, and I do bilingual marketing, PR, English, Spanish, French, and Italian, which I'm fluent in.
Really?
But yes, and I
Did
do.
you know that I speak Italian?
Tu parli italiano?
Forget about it. That's how we say it in Bay Ridge. Forget about it.
That's awesome. But I do a lot of, some political affairs, government affairs, and my main focus is bringing business into New Mexico, especially international business.
Love it.
From either Mexico or Spain. Those are the two countries. That's my heritage. You know,
Yeah.
I've lived in both countries, and I studied in both countries. So, that's my thing. But also very involved in the community. And gosh, I think I'm involved in 10 boards.
Yeah, well, and that's again one of those things where you get out and you start hanging out and you visit with people and
Yes.
those relationships happen, they get established, and then when you have people that have just super huge corazones, super huge hearts,
Yes.
Coach, that's what that means.
And it's about community. It's always about
And the
community.
community, yeah.
It's giving back.
Why is the community so important to Idalia?
Oh, to me.
Why is the community so? And
Well-
as long as I've known you, it's always been about the community. It's
It
always been
is.
the culture and the community are so intertwined. Why? Where did you develop that?
Well, since I was very young, my parents taught me to always give back. If you're blessed, always give back and be a mentor to a younger Latina or a younger Latino or anyone. I believe that if you get involved within your community and you create little change, that change goes a long way. And people think it's just a little bit, but no, it's a big difference. If everybody was to do that, it would be a different world.
it would be a much better world, right? And that's you're absolutely right. Sometimes we have a tendency to look at things for the big mountain that they are,
True, and it's not.
we forget that getting to the top of that mountain is just one step at a time. And what you're talking about is we've got a large community to serve, and sometimes it's just doing one small thing at a time
Yes.
that inches us closer to making that big impactful change, right?
Yes.
And I think at the end of the day, that's what we're all after here is the one Albuquerque initiative. With sports organizations like the Duke City Gladiators, the Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico, and the most recent United New Mexico. It's about really bringing the community together to celebrate who we are, and so I think that's what's at the core of each one of us sitting here at the table, right?
True.
Is
Well, one of the things that for me, looking at what the United have done in such a short period of time, I just love their name.
right.
I love the flags that they give local businesses with every town in New Mexico in that
Right.
United. I think it's phenomenal as the head coach of the Duke City Gladiators. Anything that enhances our community, the greatness of Albuquerque. I'm an outsider. Coming in here, I came to Albuquerque, periodically, in the last 20 years, I'd come to the Gathering of Nations. But, coming here 6 years ago and really ingratiating myself into the community, you owe me a quarter just for the word ingratiate. Okay, so,
Got it.
what we do when I'm on, certain words are a quarter, certain words are 50 cents, and then there are the big ones, the dollar ones.
Watch out.
So that was
Watch
a quarter
out.
word.
I'm going to send
You
him the
know.
message right now. It's this is a little paper airplane, right? But it's going to have the next big word on it.
The community here. Look at the support that they have for the United. I mean, it's incredible.
It reminds me of being in Spain, and you know how it's like all the big games, like the
Right.
the cups, the Euro Cups, and
Right,
oh my
yeah.
God, it's just or in Mexico too.
Yeah.
It's like the atmosphere is so much fun.
Yeah, and I know the last game of the Duke City Gladiators. 2 of the 3 people sitting at this table were at the last game of the Duke City Gladiators.
Okay.
I won't mention any names for fear of embarrassment. I'll just look and whistle. Who wasn't? But what do we have to do to get you to a
I had-
community-based Duke City Gladiator game?
Yeah. No, I had a quinceañera, and
Is
actually,
it quinceañera season? Because I know a few people.
Well, it's
my
quinceañera
offensive
and wedding
coordinator,
season, yeah.
my offensive coordinator showed up 15 minutes before the game on Saturday because it was the day of his daughter's quinceañera.
oh wow.
And I'm surprised that he even showed up to the game.
He had to show up for the game, but he made us sweat.
This was
Wow.
a quinceañero, actually. It was my cousin, and he turned 15, so it was a big party, like
Is that a
500
thing?
people. Well, normally, like I had a quinceañera, right?
Right.
And it was in Mexico at our ranch, and they're big parties. I think mine were like, I don't know, 1,500 guests or so. I don't know. It was a big party, but
Yeah.
normally the women in our culture, they get. They have the option if they want to party, and the woman decides if she wants to have it or not. But it's like a big wedding.
Yeah. Is it like either you get this party or you get a car?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the family.
Yeah.
But
I'm not giving my daughter that choice, party or the car. 'Cause
the option for me was a party or a big international trip or a car, and I went with the party.
Yeah.
because-
Is that part of the culture? International trip? Trip
you-
together?
No, it depends on the family.
It all
Does
depends
it-
on the family, right?
Can it be a used car? Can it be a pre-owned car? Can it be a pre-owned car? Or a who would pick the party?
I don't know. What kind of car does John drive?
Tesla.
A Tesla. It's got to be a Tesla.
My husband represents Tesla
Does he really?
in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
And Facebook too.
See,
a bunch of big clients too.
The guests that we're going to have on today
I'm telling you.
makes me feel so small.
Oh,
And for Coach B to be small, that's, because there's really nothing small on Coach B.
Well,
You know.
I beg to differ. If we were to do a side by side of Coach today and a Coach 1 month ago, there would be a huge
You
difference.
think so?
I believe
Listen,
so.
I've
But
just
please,
fooled-
everybody wants to know what the secret is to Coach's rapid weight loss.
You know,
Kangen water.
you know, really the secret is I figured it out. Big
What's
Lou.
that?
I figured it out, Idalia.
Tell me.
I figured it out.
I need to
I've
lose
got
some weight,
the key.
too.
I've got the key for you.
Oh my God,
You
tell me.
will look fabulous. There's no where you gonna look. You gonna lose weight. You gonna cut off a leg. You got to cut off a leg or something. Listen, I got the key to losing weight.
Okay.
I don't know if we should even make it public.
Well,
Because we could probably profit off of this. Because
We might
Lord
be able
knows
to.
profit's not a bad word around here. I mean, it's a scarce word, but
Well, unless
you know
you're talking
what I
about
did?
the Bible kind of
Listen,
profit.
there's only 3 of us right now
Okay.
talking. Anyway,
3.
so I can share
3
this
people.
right
Share it
now.
with us.
I can share it with you. I figured it out. Instead of breaking my back with all these sacrificing diets, these painful diets, like you got to be crazy to be on the Atkins diet because you got to give up too many good stuff. I figured it out. You know what it is? I went to a bigger size shirt.
Is that?
I used to wear 4X.
Yeah.
I went to 6X.
Really?
So now the 6X hangs off you.
Yeah.
And what do people say? Coach, you look fabulous. That shirt is just hanging off you. You know, what are you doing? You know, hey, Pilates, you know, I got to do the things that I have to do to, you know, just go to the bigger sizes. I tried it with shorts. Now
yeah.
all of a sudden my hips look small, you know, the big shirt covers up the big boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I just invested in 6X clothing.
I
That's
thought,
awesome.
I thought you went on the Sandia diet.
And what would the Sandia diet be?
Watermelon 24/7.
I can try that. I can dig that.
You know, before my wedding, I had to fit into this really. It was an heirloom dress,
Yeah.
wedding dress. Anyways, I had to lose about 15 pounds, so I gave up all sugar,
Yep.
and then yeah, that's it. Actually, that's it. All
Do you
sugar.
know I've given up all sugar, and life's just not fun when you have to give up all sugar. You know what? Y'all are young. At my age, listen.
You're young. Oh my God.
If you know the good
Drama.
Lord says, if the good Lord says, listen, give up lemon meringue pie,
Right.
and you'll get 5 extra years. It ain't worth it to me.
So there's the idea.
Give
of-
up pasta, and you'll live an extra 10 years.
Right.
Why do I need an extra 10 years without pasta? I'll be miserable. Forget about it.
and you don't want to
Italian,
do
remember, I
that.
can speak Italian.
It's you've got to have balance in your life, and right. Okay, so you want to be happy, right? So you want to make sure that you're doing the
As-
things that are making you happy.
As you
And
started your new diet
I
just
did.
recently.
Well, and you
You
know,
can have
here's
a cheat day. I
here's-
mean, you know, don't kill yourself.
don't kill yourself in moderation. But for me, it's a little bit different. Mine is health related. You know, I'm type 2 diabetic. My A1C was at 13.1. The doc says, hey, you need to get this under control. The best way for you to do that is to go see a nutritionist. I am going to King of Kings Nutrition, Isaac Velarde. He's done amazing things, not only for himself, but for several others. And I've been on this program, nutrition program with him for less than a week, and I've already seen significant changes. I've already dropped down 5 couple inches. And
You look
In 1
fabulous.
week?
in 1 week, in less than
You're-
1 week, my
you're-
wife, I can't share her numbers, but she left last night after our meeting with Coach, completely excited with a complete new lease and outlook on life.
Really?
So yous are going through this journey together.
We're going through it together.
You know, I'm told the couple that diets together stays together. That's what I'm
Well,
told.
and that's part of the change, right? Is that we don't view it as a diet. What we're viewing it as is the proper way,
Lifestyle change.
the proper way to feed our bodies.
Wow.
Can you hook me
Does
up
lo-
with a phone number? I'd like to,
Absolutely.
you know,
In
Wait a minute.
fact-
Does lemon meringue fit in that?
Lemon meringue could fit in that. Could possibly fit in that.
I don't think so.
No.
It could possibly fit in that, but here's the deal. He will be here with me on Tuesday next week
At
Wow.
11?
at 11 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about, he's got a brand new location that is opening up in Rio Rancho, and we're going to be talking about that, and then we'll, on the show next week, we'll talk about the official grand opening date of the new location. But, yeah, I mean, the dude is amazing. He's got an amazing story, a life-changing story. When you hear a story, you want to be part of what he's doing,
Okay.
right? It's
in.
that powerful, right? But you know, really, at the end of the day, it's just that he's not gimmicky. He's not going to try to do all these extra things or sell you all these extra things. It's very precise. To
Well, I could
you.
see. Listen, when you got that Dallas Cowboys shirt for Christmas, it didn't fit you. You know, it was a little small.
You're right.
You know, and
You're
now
right.
look at it. It fits you like a glove now, like it was poured on you.
Like it was
So
plumbing.
it's working. Whatever
Right.
it is, it's working.
Absolutely.
You know, and I would think that ILT,
ILT
going on a diet,
is insane. Wow. It is insane.
No, I have a little panza.
really? I got a big one, and I'm not dieting.
She's got a little panza. We got a lot of panza.
I got a whole lot of.
Whole
You're a
lot.
lot of. I'm a whole lot of.
Whole lot of.
You
Well, she's got to get on over to her next appointment. But really quickly, I know that you're into a lot of different things. Please tell folks how they can get a hold of you, get in contact with you if they
Sure.
need help with.
You know, I'm always open to any
Before you
help.
leave,
Yes.
before you leave, tell us a cause. Give us something that defines you, that's important to you, that any listener that's going to listen tonight or tomorrow, that you can make them aware of a cause that is it, Dalia.
So, you know, like I mentioned before, so I'm I like to give back to the community, and I'm on like 10 boards. But two of them that I'm really focused on right now, one of them is Mana de Albuquerque, is a national Latina organization, and we provide mentorship to young Latina women. We give them scholarships. We train them on finances, on, you know, how to finish school, mentoring of all kinds. And then the new board that I just actually started, and they named me vice president just a couple months ago, it's Cassie's Cause. And that is a board that focuses on postpartum and perinatal depression. So a lot
That's
of women.
Sue's group, right?
That's
Yeah.
Susan,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm the
Susan
only one there.
Aguayo.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
You
the
know,
only
I have
one
to
there
get in
that-
touch with Susan Aguayo. I do.
Yeah.
You have to get her in touch with me because
I think I'm the
Yeah.
only woman there that doesn't have children. But you know, sometimes women that are pregnant commit suicide, and
Yeah.
it starts. They think it's after they have the baby, and it starts sometimes when you find out. You know, if it's maybe unexpected, or you know, you start getting nervous about being a mother. So depression starts when you're pregnant. And that's a way to prevent suicide in pregnant women. 7 out of 10 women will have postpartum perinatal depression. That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. And Susan does an amazing job
And she does.
Of spreading the word,
And she does.
making people aware and creating that awareness behind that, because it's something that not a lot of people talk about.
Yes.
Or for the simple fact, people don't know anything about it really.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
she's doing a great job.
and Miss Aguayo,
Um,
it's touched her life.
It has.
You know, it's crashed on her life, and she has taken an absolute tragedy and really developed some roses from it.
Yes. Well, if you know what happened, she
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's so sad. But, yeah.
And you guys have an event coming up on
We have a
4th of
gala.
July weekend.
Yes, we have a car show
Car
coming
show?
up
Yes.
the 4th of July weekend, July 6th,
Yes.
at the Rio Rancho,
Over
Ventana
there.
Ranch.
Wait, Coach, can you tell her where? Over there.
Point with your mouth over there. And then
He
we
says
also have
that's a Hispanic. That's a native thing.
and then we also have a gala in September.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. And then
Okay.
just real quick, the last one is Meals on Wheels. So sometimes people don't know how to get food, and they can't drive to the store or
Yeah.
cook because they're recovering from a surgery, and they need a special diet. So Meals on Wheels delivers food, breakfast, lunch, dinner to you at your home, or even if you don't want to cook.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. We feed people from 18 to 110. That's our oldest client.
Wow.
Can,
So-
can I get that delivered?
Absolutely, absolutely. The food is phenomenal, and sometimes people are too busy to cook. You could
Right.
do that, or even if it's once a week.
I
twice
would
a week.
qualify for the senior program. What age limit do you have to qualify for the senior
We
program?
don't. It's everybody. It's everybody. So and it's specific on specific people too. So it's all about helping and make sure that our community is not hungry. So
Right,
so I'm on board for that. Meals on Wheels.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're living it. You're not just. She didn't get on the show and talk about what she's doing.
Right, right.
She's showing us how she's actually.
She's
living
an
and doing it.
amazing Latina.
That's
I
right.
call her superstar.
Oh, thank you, Coach.
And we appreciate you. Keep it up.
Thank
and we're
you
gonna.
so
Are you going to
much.
be here next Tuesday at
I
11
am.
o'clock?
So yeah, Luis told me to
You
be
want a
here.
seat? 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Next Tuesday.
11
Tuesday.
o'clock.
I'll put
next
it on my
Tuesday.
calendar now.
Put it on the calendar. We're going to throw a big party.
Party.
For those of you guys that are just
With
joining
healthy
us.
snacks.
With healthy snacks.
That's
just
the reason
know-
why I won't be here,
Healthy
because
snacks.
healthy snacks I'm allergic to.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much.
And
Thank
Luis.
you,
Thank
Idalia.
you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
see you
Yes,
Tuesday?
we'll see you on Tuesday
At 11.
at 11
a.m.
o'clock. Yes.
ILT in the house.
Speaking of professionals, we also have Mr. Chris Hart, Nashville guitarist
Really?
extraordinaire.
Really?
Tuning in, and he says that he's pro all day long. What he doesn't know is that we are broadcasting live from Team Alkaline live stream studios here at the Kangen Water Store,
The
and we're
Alkaline
listening to Frankie Valley.
You know, at first, when I heard the music, I thought it was like an award show.
Yeah,
I thought it was. And I thought, at the award show, when you play the music, it's time to get off the stage.
Is that-
So I was a little confused if I should leave or not. You know what I'm saying? But then it was Frankie Valley, and it's so good that, I just figured I wanted to jam a little bit.
we've got to jam a little bit. Ada, can you please put on your headphones there? And there you are.
Look who we have in studio.
I know.
now.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to ABQB2B, the network, Ada Keeney.
How about that introduction?
Man.
Man, I didn't even get that.
I
He went,
feel special.
all he said was, Coach is here. Coach is here. Coach is here. Like, wow, that was awesome.
Hey, just right there, right?
It's a
So here's. Can you share something with us that that people would not know about you unless they knew you personally?
Well, I think what I have to say is that I am a leadership coach and a life coach with the purpose of empowering the Latino community. And
I was hoping-
a lot of people don't know that because they know me from the gringo side.
I was thinking the
And
exact
what-
opposite, right? A lot
what
of
is
people
the
know you
gringo
for
side?
your leadership
Yeah.
abilities, skills, and talents, everything that you're doing within that community.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people know you from your gringo side.
What is
No,
the
it
gringo
is.
side? What does that mean?
Well, because-
Listen, I don't want to be, sound like I'm ignorant, but, I'm a Native American from Oklahoma by way of Brooklyn, Bay Ridge. Forget about it. What is the gringo side?
Tell them what the gringo side
Well,
is.
because I got married to a gringo, which is an American guy, Anglo, that goes to Mexico. They can't pronounce his name, and they say, here comes El Gringo. So I married a gringo, and all of the people that I got to meet here, they were Anglo. I really didn't know a lot of Latinos here. So I kind of grew up in the American society here instead of the Latino one. So
El Gringo.
El
But
Gringo.
you said you know her from the opposite side. So what would that be, the opposite side?
The opposite side is from her stellar leadership training capabilities, right?
yeah, a lot of people don't know I do that.
a lot of
Okay,
people do not
let's-
know that, right?
Let's role play.
Let's
see.
role play,
Let's
yes.
role play.
Okay, bring
You
it
know,
on.
I got a big game this weekend.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
It's the conference championship. The Duke City Gladiators
that's right.
are in the conference championship. And
what-
if we win, we go to the ship.
To the ship.
We go with the opportunity to repeat because we're the defending champions in our league. So I'm saying to you, what do I say to my team? So let's role play. I'm a team. I'm a Duke City Gladiator team, member. You're gonna fire me up with some leadership talk. I'm putting you on the spot here now. Let's see
Dang.
what you got. now.
Very simple. Can I cuss in here?
Of course, this is a podcast.
Sure. My mom is watching, but
There's
that's
there's no
we're good to
FCC.
go.
There's no FCC.
Nothing like that here.
No, I'm just joking. So, why are you going to go to the, what is it called? The championship?
Championship.
What's the point of going to a championship?
To win,
To win. And how are you going to win?
we're gonna work hard. We're gonna kick ass. I'll say that
And
for
what
you.
is it
I'll say that
take?
for you.
And what is
I'll
it?
say that for you.
Yes, and what does it take to kick ass?
Hard work, determination. Wait a minute, am I doing a motivating
Wait.
here?
No,
And a-
I'm
and a
asking you
pot of
because
beans.
This is what you're going to tell your
pot
team.
of beans.
A pot of beans
For the away team?
for the away team, of course.
Man.
No, but then this is what you're going to tell your team.
Okay.
So are you doing what it takes to be determined? Do you believe in yourself?
I believe in me.
You believe in you?
Yes, I believe in me. I believe. I believe,
What do you believe?
I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
sky.
She's good. She's good, Louis.
Hold on, man.
Louis, she's good.
I'm just saying, did she inspire you?
Did you hear me start singing?
I heard you
Did
start
you hear
singing.
that? Now, I don't know if you'd call it singing, but I was so inspired. This big bird was ready to take flight.
Hold on, I got one for you right here. See, tell me if you can sing this.
Oh. That's
know
a
this
gringo.
one?
That's oh shoot.
Is this El Gringo?
This is El Gringo.
Su gringo vino a vivir en Mexico. There you go, gringo.
JC Lopez in the studio.
JC
you got any
Lopez in the
moves
studio,
for El
right?
Gringo? Any moves from El Gringo?
Hey, so
They're called for ranchera.
there you go, right? So here's a really cool dynamic that's happening here, right? So you married a gringo, and this gringo grew up on a ranch where he basically grew up with Mexicanos that spoke Spanish all day, and so he grew up singing Mexican songs, Spanish lyric songs, and that's what he performs now
Wow. Is
Inter-
that like, is he
inter-
like the male Salinas?
internationally.
Without the butt.
Well, because he's a gringo. And I know gringos don't have butts.
Sorry.
Oh boy!
Hey, that was
Wow.
a good one, right?
She'll
There
have
you
to
go.
answer for that one at
Right,
home later.
yeah. She's gonna answer for that one at home later.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he'll put on his tight jeans when he comes home
Hey,
and say,
Coach,
hey.
I'd like to cordially invite you to come watch El Gringo at the Las Vegas Fiestas for Fourth of July weekend. It's a big fiesta, all city fiesta. They shut down the entire city for 4 days.
Is JC Lopez going?
JC Lopez is going.
If JC Lopez is going, I'm there. Can I get good seats for El Gringo?
Yes, you can get the front seat.
Okay. And I promise I won't look at his butt. Because we've
There's
already
not.
got the scouting report on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm there. 'Cause I'm not doing anything on the 4th of July. Hopefully, I'm preparing for a championship.
Well, that's what the hopes are, and so I think that would be great for you to get up to Las Vegas to encourage those people from up north that they need to come down and support the Duke City Gladiators.
JC, sit down here. I got to talk to the Albuquerque Journal right now.
So that happens from time to time. He's got to talk to the Albuquerque Journal, but we're going to talk about an event that you have coming
Yes,
up.
yes.
You were out there telling everybody about it except for me. Hold on, we got to help JC out. He's got his air. Turn him inside out. There you go.
That sounded like
All
Santa
right.
Claus.
Hey, I'm not the pro on this, bro.
This is okay, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me welcome to
Thanks.
ABQ B2B the network, Mr. JC Santa Claus Lopez.
Thank you for having me here.
There you
Luis.
go. There you go. Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
Even though I'm the substitute right now.
That's right.
I'm in,
Well,
I'm
here's
in.
here's the deal. We're gonna make you more than just a substitute, right? Your camera is right up over here, right? So go ahead and wave to everybody. Say hi.
West Side.
All right, West Side. We're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, I wanna hear
Ada's event. Tell us all about it.
So
In the microphone.
Okay, so for the longest time, like I said, I came to the United States, and I always like empowerment, and I always wanted to empower the Latino community. Unfortunately, we Latinas and Latinos, we have this very strong culture that doesn't allow us to get out of ourselves and grow. So I always wanted to have an event, and I found this amazing woman that I was like, okay, this is the perfect woman that I'm going to put in the spot with me, and together we're going to create an amazing event for women, to empower women to be all they can be, to reach their maximum potential, being authentic, you know. So it's called Latinas a Otro Nivel, which translate like level up Latinas. You know, and it's going to be the first event ever in the Albuquerque area for Latino women.
Really?
Very, very excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
And the thing is that everybody's helping us, and when everybody's open to help, you know, you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Right? Exactly.
And when is this?
This is going to be September 21st. September 21st. from
21st.
from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
¿En dónde?
Varela's Event Center.
¿Dónde?
Here in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
What's the address?
Ay, JC.
Ah,
It's
I'm not prepared for
well,
that.
okay,
Espérate.
for you Burqueños, you know where
We know where-
Varela's
that's
is.
right.
It's Varela's USA.
Yeah.
That's right on 4th Street.
And everybody
Next to
knows
the
what
chamber.
Varela's coffee shop is. It's probably, what,
It's across
4
the street.
blocks?
It's 4 blocks
4
to the
blocks.
north of the
Varela's
coffee
coffee
shop.
shop.
Yeah.
Get your microphone, turn it in, pointing right at you. There you
Right
go.
here, right
there
here.
you.
Oh,
Now
okay.
we can
Now
hear
we
you.
got
All
you.
right.
It's-
No,
it's-
you're absolutely right. Another great local event center here, but a powerful event. And I got to tell you, these things are taking off across the United States like wildfire, and it's pro Latino all the way around. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine, Camilo from Square, and he was just getting ready to present at Posible, L.A.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so he was just telling me about the exciting time it is now to be Latino.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always been exciting to be Latino,
It's always
bro.
been exciting, but in terms of the amount
Right.
of network that is happening and building and support and the coming together of
Right.
the gente.
Yeah. Speaking with her earlier, what I liked what she said when I asked her, I go, is this for Latina women or is this political? She said, no political, no. It's not about Democrats. It's
No
not about
politics.
no politics.
no.
It's about
Empowerment.
Latino.
Yeah.
That's
I love
funny.
it. I love that. Perfect.
I asked Idalia, who was here a minute ago, if she could counsel me on politics, and she says, "Well, what do you need to know?" I said, "I just want to know how do I stay away from them."
You know what? I have to say something about this event. I think it's actually the first time that I know of. It's that this event is going to have an event in English for only men.
Oh, is that right?
It's going to be only men taught by women. So women are going to tell men how to treat a woman, how to understand a woman in every single aspect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I-
awesome. Yeah,
I think that that is something that that there are a lot of men, myself included, that probably need to get out there and hear. Not that that we wake up every morning deciding that we want to be any certain way,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes we have tendencies that do not enable us to be the best that we can be.
Yeah, exactly.
You said it the way it should be said.
Yay.
So, in other words, in otras palabras,
Yeah.
man, if you're a dude out there, if you are a vato from the South Valley, Albuquerque, and you need a checkup from the neck up, okay, maybe not even just the South Valley. If you're,
You know, what's nice is that they're even having that.
Right.
Because you know what? That's important. And it's, we laugh about it.
Right.
But you know what? It's important. There's a lot of men out there that don't know how to treat a woman. They don't know how to,
they don't.
who knows how they got brought up.
Right.
But you know what? This is nice. This is good.
And then also we're gonna have a women, an event just for women taught by men. So women are gonna hear from men how men want to be treated and
Yeah.
how do we need to understand men. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're gonna hear from both sides.
I don't know if that's going to be as
I don't think I'll
effective
qualify.
as the other one.
I don't think I can qualify to be a speaker. So.
It will be effective because sometimes we think we know, but we really don't know.
Right.
You know.
Well, you know, and at the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. My wife and I had this conversation the other day. If you're watching, Rachel, love you. But we had this conversation the other day, and at the end of the day, really, it's very simple, and that's communicate. It's very
True.
simple. Communicate,
Yeah.
and that means everything. When things are not right,
Yeah.
when I do something that makes you upset, when you do something that makes me upset, when I don't agree with this, I need to say it. I need to tell you that, right, in a
Yeah.
loving way, right? But communicate, and
Yeah.
we're open with
Yeah.
communication. Then there's no challenges,
Yeah.
there's no trouble, no drama, issues.
Speaking with her earlier también is that we talked about, I've been married 43 years, 43. You've been married 23? Okay. And people are like, what's the secret? Why do people get married? It's not hard. It's like a job, right? So we
Yeah.
got to work on it.
Yeah.
But what I got out of by learning over these years is that you let your mate be who they are. You
Right.
married them for a reason, and that's who they should be. If you try to change them, you're going to be changing your own life.
Right.
So my wife lets me be who I am. I let her be who she is. We learn, we grow. And that's important.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you were saying at that time.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you let me be who I am, but in your pool?
I mean, I don't know. You might drunk. It's only 5 feet.
No, but you're absolutely right, man. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be that's called respect.
It's back. Who they
For
are.
each other,
Exactly.
right?
Well,
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, there's I'm glad that you're doing this, and you got to make sure that you circle back with us to let us know exactly when all the details. Do you have
Yeah.
an active link online somewhere?
Well, right now we don't have information yet on the male and female event.
Okay.
But we, for the Latinas a Otro Nivel event, yeah, we do have a page in Facebook. It's called Latina a Otro Nivel, which like the page, and then you're going to get all the information there.
Okay.
And then we also want to get people's feedback because this is an event for people. So we need to hear the people's way to thinking, what they want to hear, what they want men to learn, and so is what men
Right.
want women to
Right.
learn. You know
Yeah.
what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Because I think we can. This is going to be powerful.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's that reminds me of you heard Dr. Laura? Dr. Laura, she's on Syria.
The blonde.
Yeah. and
Tall.
Yeah. She's a psychologist. Well, she talks about how men should treat women. She has a book on that and books how men should treat women and women treat men.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that's kind of the same concept. You're,
Yeah.
you're teaching, but on the Latino. I mean,
Yes.
not that we have a different
But
culture.
this is but this is going to be bilingual.
Right.
It's going to be in English as
It's
well.
gonna be Chicano to the bone.
Oh my gosh, Luis! I didn't know you can sing.
Hey, really quickly, Gabe Pacheco says it is not up on the Barelas Event Center website.
Okay, we're going to put it
we
there.
need to get it up there,
Yeah.
so make sure that you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it
yeah.
up there, right? But
Yes.
no, I mean, this is what this show is all about. Is bringing nuggets to the entrepreneurs that they can apply in their business today. And guess what? This is part of that, right? When things are good at home,
Excuse
things
me,
are
I
good
don't want
in
to interrupt,
business.
but the first team is coming back.
Okay.
First team.
First teamers. Let's get them some intro music.
There is no way.
Let's get.
There is no way.
Here's your intro music.
I don't know how to dance. Show me a move.
You gotta move your hip. Oh, look at him! Look at him!
We'll do ranchera style.
Listen, you guys sounded like you were deep in some great conversations. I can only wreck the mood.
That was La Rama de Mezquite.
What did J.C. Lopez have to say? Anything profound?
Yeah, he's telling us the secret that why he's been married as long as he has.
How long, J.C.?
153 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not fair to his wife.
Well, you're right.
That's not fair
You're
to
right.
his wife.
You're right.
I'm looking out after you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Lopez.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
How long's J.C. been married?
43 years.
God bless that.
Right.
43
23
years.
years.
Yeah.
23 years. Wow. How about that?
Yes.
Gina Preskin Thomas said she's been married 34 years.
34 years.
Yes. 34 years. Which means Scott has earned his wings.
Yes. I pray for him on a daily basis.
Scott has earned his wings.
I don't mean that in a bad way, Gina. I promise you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we all need a little bit of Jesus in our lives. That's all.
Sebastian Noel is on listening. He's probably going, what's Coach doing there?
Yeah.
He's not allowed on there.
What's Coach doing there? So here's how this played out. I
Happy
connected. with-
birthday, Big Sebastian.
Oh, is it his birthday today?
It's his birthday.
That's right.
Adam Raby is, what a phenomenal man. Do any of you know Adam Raby?
Wait, hold on. Let's go back. Can we just do it?
What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you.
Español, pues. Feliz
Happy
cumpleaños.
birthday, happy
Big Sebastian.
Happy birthday to
you.
Okay.
And Big Sebastian,
yeah,
the
no.
big announcement for Sebastian is he's recently joined the Democratic Party.
Is that right?
You know, really underneath all that
all of that.
fun, after
Wow.
all that fun,
Woo.
he's really a Democrat.
Dude, that gave me
Who
the
figured
chills.
That?
Did you see it?
Exactly.
That just gave me the chills.
And the Democratic Party welcomed him with wide arms.
Wide.
Wide arms. They've opened them, and stuff like that. So, happy birthday to Sebastian Noel.
Happy birthday, Sebastian. In español.
Hey, feliz cumpleaños, Sebastián.
Very
Hey.
nice. And
I think he's gonna
Adam-
like the
Adam
way that he
Raby.
pronounced his name.
Adam
Sebastian.
Raby, a beautiful, beautiful person from Albuquerque, New Mexico, with another person deep in culture and a good person. Adnan Cariaga, my good friend,
Adan.
is you know Adnan?
Yeah.
My good friend.
What's up,
he's
Adnan?
joined us, and you know we've got a great. You know we're gonna have announcements in the future. Myself and Adnan and a great committee that we're a part of.
Right.
That's going to deal with recovery.
Very
We got
nice.
some good people listening right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, well, you know it's because
well,
who's on. You know it's because who's on. It
it's
ain't
a-
because of us. It's because who's
Because
on.
you guys are amazing.
It's because who's on. And then you got J.C. Lopez, you know, just hovering.
JC Lopez is a legend here in the Albuquerque market, right? A legend.
You know, if I tell you, you know, tell us something that's very important to you. We've talked about leadership, but a certain type of leadership is very important to you. Share that with us. What type of leadership is extremely important. We had a little fun with you firing up the Duke City Gladiators, but let's take a serious moment, just a little bit.
Are you talking about what we spoke about yesterday?
Yes.
About being a Latina?
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
Or okay,
No, you're answering it. I'm not
yeah,
answering
so I believe this is what we were talking about yesterday, if I'm thinking right. But I think that women are the reason why we're doing this event. Like I said, is empower women, and the main reason is to the women can find out who they actually are. And so that way they can realize they can do everything they want to do as long as they know who they are.
Right.
And what I said is that there is areas in our life where yes, we do need a man, and yes, we don't need a man. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about, I'm talking about a passion for you, who you are.
Oh, I am. Who am I?
You
wow.
know, we talked about Latina empowerment.
Yes.
How important and, you know, why is Latina empowerment who you are and part of your, you know, the person?
Yeah, I think it's very important because the Latino community has a very strong culture. You know what I mean? And we come from, you know, is so strong. And part of this culture, and maybe they're going to kill me, maybe they're not, because I'm going to say something. There is a lot of machismo.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of machismo in this culture, and unfortunately, this machismo has created a lot of frustration among women in the Latino community because they don't allow them to be who they are.
Right.
Right. And I mean, come on, you're a single mom, and if they tell you no, you can't do this, you stay there because you're so afraid that they're going to push you away. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it is very important for me and my partner, Rocio, to create this empowerment and this leadership so that we can help women to understand that they can be them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I do it with passion. I love it. It comes from my heart because
It's who you are.
it is who I am, you know, and I just think that it's much necessary because it has created so much frustration among women that there is a lot of problems that comes with it. Like, for example, frustration, depression, suicides. It comes with unfaithfulness, you know, because you're so frustrated, you're trying to fulfill all those voids.
Right.
So I think I just love leadership. Leadership is influence, and we can influence either good or bad.
Right. We got an all-time great listening, Roosevelt Falls, all-time Duke City great listening. So how you doing, Rosie? Speaking of machismo, and we wanted to bring this, you know, machismo is J.C. Lopez. J.C. Lopez, tell us, in your opinion, what is machismo?
Yeah. What is machismo?
It's a bad word for women.
There you go. Thank you.
Why is it a bad word for women?
You.
Machismo is like back in the old school, the old Hispanic days, you know, where our fathers, our grandfathers, we were the men of the family. The women just cooked and had kids. We were the machismo.
Well, that's a lot of cultures.
But we're not like that today. I mean,
Right.
it's changed a lot to the point where we've learned, you know, that like you talk about empowerment. I mean, we grew up. Who taught me personally how to treat a woman? Was my mother. My mother, she's the one that set the values of how I would treat my sisters. How to treat my wife. So in a lot of the empowerment, it's great that maybe a lot of men didn't have that upbringing.
Right.
Right.
So I never had that machismo in me.
You never did?
I don't think I did.
Did you not have that machismo because you were raised by your mother?
Well, I was raised by both my mother and my father, but it's the values of how to treat a woman came from my mother.
Okay. Did your dad have the machismo that we're talking about, or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I don't know what she's talking about.
What did it
machismo
sound
in a
like?
negative way.
The
What
machismo. What did it sound like?
Like what do you mean? What did it sound like?
I'm
What did
joking
it
with
sound
you.
like at dinner time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what a machismo is. Like a machista. I have a very amazing example from this Latino couple. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I invited my friend to have breakfast. Breakfast, not even lunch or dinner.
Okay.
And I said, let's go have breakfast in Albuquerque. I live in Los Lunas, and she said, let me ask my husband if I can go have breakfast. Okay. So she came back to me and she said, I can't go. And I'm like, why? Because my husband told me that the place of the woman, it's the house.
Oh wow.
So I can go out and have breakfast with you.
So it still happened.
Did that offend you? Did that offend you?
It didn't offend me, but what it offend me, it's the ability that a woman has to, if the woman knows who they are, they know exactly what they can and cannot do. And if they recognize, it didn't offend me,
Right.
but it pissed me off.
Here's a question,
From the level
though.
perspective.
Here's a question that I want to ask, and it's going to be serious. What if your friend is happy in the situation that she is? What if she believes, and we're just cutting it up
Yeah.
right now. What if she believes that that's a traditional way to be?
Then I would shut up, but she wasn't.
Okay.
Then I would say, okay, I respect that. Not
Okay.
everybody has the same beliefs I do, but as I can see her frustration, and she cried because she wanted to get out.
You added that you failed to put that in
Exactly.
this story.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
what, it didn't offend me, but at that moment, it bothered me that she wasn't able to recognize her situation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But she
yeah.
did, but she was afraid.
I get that with JC Lopez. There are times I say to him, JC, can we go here? And he says no.
Yeah?
Hey,
That-
that's the
that-
machismo in me.
So, really quickly, I just want to let you guys know that we lost one camera, so we're down to just one up here. And,
battery went out.
battery went out. Yes, that happens.
And the battery, was it the camera that's at our most attractive guest?
Yes, JC Lopez.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, JC Lopez.
And so what you're really trying to do, and really I think in the last 2 years it's been really great, that movement, that hashtag Me Too movement, the empowerment of the female. And so you're really part of the revolution, because it really is a revolution. It really is. In my lifetime, women now are starting to get paid on an equal scale, are they not? I mean, they make people aware of that. They're not putting up with any type of abuse anymore, whether it be verbal, sexual, physical. They're not putting up with any abuse anymore. It really is, as a father of daughters, I think it's a wonderful time for women power. Now, in the Native American community, the abuses, the levels, the percentage levels of abuses are still extremely high. Native American women are the percentages of missing Native American women, murdered Native American women per capita is the highest of any. What is the percentage of Latinas in bondage?
Wait, in Espanol? What does it mean, bondage? Like
Abuse.
abuse?
Women that are verbally abused, sexually abused, physically abused.
I seriously do
You
not
talked
know
about
the
you talked about suicide.
Yeah.
Women losing. What is those levels?
The thing is that let's just put this in perspective. if you do not know who you are, number one, if you do not know who you are, you do not know where you're going and who are you taking with you, okay? So if you don't know who you are who you were told to be. Perhaps your parents, your grandparents, and all of these people told you, you know what, you can't do this, you have to do this, and then you have to do this. They never told you the things that you can do. They only told you the things you can't do. Like the space of a woman, it's the home. You cannot go out and pursue your career. The space of the woman, it's this, and you can't just like go out and be somebody else. So all that creates a very strong frustration. So when you can't do, number one, you don't know who you are, but then you are who you're told to be, and then you are very, very unhappy. You get frustrated, you get depressed to the point that you think you're worthless. You know what I mean? And you feel like there is no space for you in this world, so you just decide, you know what, I'm
Are
done.
we good still?
Yeah, we're still
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, there is a lot of frustrated women because of situations like this. I
Okay.
can't tell you the percentage, but I mean, I'm a woman that hears the conversations among women,
Right.
you know. And
And is that possible that that's a societal thing where women haven't really, it's just not women that are going through that people in this society are going through it,
Oh, yeah.
this social media society where there's so much, I mean, the negativity out there is pretty incredible. Except for JC Lopez, because he's
Exactly.
always positive. He's
Yeah.
always, JC is always on.
JC
How are you always on? How can
JC
you
Lopez
be that
is
way?
the most positive cat in the entire world.
Let's wake JC up first. JC, wake up. You're on the air.
Well, I'm trying to find my speaker, man. I can't find my
His microphone there.
My
Right there,
microphone.
right
I'm-
there.
I'm
You're
just-
sure?
I'm-
Okay,
I'm
just
just
so grab the
kidding.
microphone and pull it on over just like James Brown.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
After
kidding.
you.
Pull it on over like James
You know,
Brown.
I'm hearing you guys. I'm hearing you guys talk about that. I love all the questioning, and what that did for me, it brought back memories of my childhood life, when you hear about women being empowered.
Yeah.
My mother became empowered back in 1969, because that's when she divorced my father. Because my father, we talked about being the Hispanic machismo, and my mom, I remember my mom getting strong enough to divorce him. And there was not many divorces, Hispanic divorces, back in the 60s.
Right.
And it just brought back a lot of memory, because, you know, where the woman stood up, she said enough was enough.
Right.
You know, it wasn't physical abuse, but it was more of a lot of mental abuse. And now that I look back, I'm listening to my mother was a stay-home mom. You know, and that was good for us as kids. But my mother wanted not just to be a mother, but she wanted to be a career woman. She wanted to be an entertainer.
Right.
You knew my mom.
I knew
she
your
became
mom.
a singer.
She was a phenomenal
She
singer.
became, you know,
Yeah.
It was, you know, Blanco y Negro, and then
Yes.
it was Francis and su grupo.
Yes.
So I remember my mom growing as a person, as a woman, as a you know, because I mean, I just, it's sad that I look back. That's a
Right.
life they had to live. See, but we all learned. We
Right.
all learned by that. You know, it became a blessing for me because I was old enough to stay
Right.
positive.
Right.
Because see, we had everything we had, and overnight we were on welfare. I remember that.
Wow.
See, but I never knew that I was poor,
Right.
because I was on welfare. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that we
And
were
it
poor.
shaped who you are.
It shaped who I was, and I know what kind of life that I wanted myself and my future generations to live.
Right.
See? So, but first empowerment, I think that my mom was the first one. I'm telling you.
There you go.
You know, and the amazing thing is, you know, I've become close with JC, and I've been blessed to be around, his family. And one of the things that's amazing with him and his family, they all end their conversations with "I love you," like. You know, even when you're arguing, like, you know, you're not, you know, arguing over business or something, you end the conversation, okay, love you too. You know, like, that's part of the culture of what you learn, you know, and that affects future generations of, say, Lopez men,
That's right.
you know.
And I got four little youngsters that are gonna grow up to be men one day.
Right. And so your mission then is to empower women. I don't want to put
Well,
words in your mouth.
okay.
To empower women enough to say, hey, we don't have to put up with that machismo anymore, because he gave the example of his mom standing up in the 60s.
I just want women to realize how amazing they are. You know what I mean? And men are amazing as well. I mean, I'm not here to empower women putting men down. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like I told you yesterday, we both need each other. We both need each other. You know what I mean? There's areas where man doesn't need a woman and woman doesn't need a man, but we do need each other. You know what I mean? So my intention is never empower women, putting men down. Not at all.
More
I don't believe in
education.
that. You know what I mean? It's empowerment. So I have to mention something. I have a nonprofit organization for teenagers. Okay, and the nonprofit organization is to empower, educate the teenagers for the future. You know what I mean? I have, and this is the reason why I started this movement with women, because as I started growing my nonprofit organization, it's called I Love Living, because I love living. Remember I told you yesterday?
Yes.
Anyway, so they used to come and tell me all of these crazy things, right? And then I used to say, why don't you go tell your mom everything you tell me? And this is what the teenagers started telling me. My mom is so depressed that I don't think she can even handle my depression. You know what I mean? So we as a mom, we're the pillar of the home. We need to be strong. And to be strong, you need to realize who are you, and you're amazing. You know what I mean? So that we can be strong for our youth.
Balance, really what you're talking about
Exactly.
is balance.
You know what I mean?
Walking around in life with a balance, and that is tough, especially when, kids are hit with negativity
Yeah.
so much, or kids see what their parents go through. So you could see even with your kids, of them growing up with you and the Mrs. Lopez, that you've done such a great job because your kids are balanced.
Yeah.
Your kids are, highly successful, as they go through their journey in life.
And I thank God first for that. I'm a believer, and that has a lot to do with, how you live your life, how you're going to raise your kids.
Woo! Man,
Heavy.
you guys have gone
Heavy.
deep.
Yay.
Heavy.
You guys have gone
Heavy.
deep, and you're right, heavy. These are things that society doesn't talk about at all. They don't.
One of my former players, O.J. Mayers, legendary O.J. Mayers from
Yep.
Riverside Indian School.
Yep.
What's up, O.J.?
What up, OJ?
And Luis, it's like about your podcast is that you don't know what we're going to talk about. I didn't realize I was going to talk about this, but it was a very interesting conversation.
one of the things that we noticed is that you got emotional when
Yeah.
you talked about it. Like you got emotional. You said, "Hey, I'm there."
I remember, it brought back a memory.
Right.
It brought back a memory.
I've got something, and I've shared this with you before, and I still have it, but I have something that belonged to your mother. It was the stool that she would take to all of her performances to have on stage.
Really?
I have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to give it to you.
No, I'd like for you to keep it because I appreciate you. You know what? Awesome. That's something my mom left for you.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I have something to ask you.
Okay.
There's 3 men here. I'm a woman. 3 gringos. Latina, Mexicana.
I'm not a gringo.
Okay.
by
but
far-
You know what I mean. Okay. Speak English, people.
Okay. We
Because-
speak English.
I mean, because my
Native
English is
American.
my second language.
Okay.
So, I want you to tell me what is your perspective when somebody says Latina woman or Latina women. What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
God's gift to man.
Yay!
There you go.
There you go, Sean.
Being a Latino man, when I hear that, I think of very beautiful, intelligent Spanish girls. The Latina women, it's a great feel. That's what I think of. Like yourself, you're Latina. I mean, beautiful, smart. That's the majority of the Spanish women.
What do you think, Luis? Don't get in trouble here.
I think of Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb and the washing machine.
Bitty bitty bum bum. I like that.
Well, no, really. That's you asked,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
What is the first thing that
definitely.
comes to your
Yes.
mind, right? And it's just one of those associations that we have, right, with certain words, right? And when you say Latino or even Latino, right, that's what it draws me back to is what our culture is, our heritage is, right? But it means different things for different people,
Yeah.
right? Or different things to different people.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
We
what I
have kind
wanted
of
to
a
know.
culture too, for
Yeah.
Native men.
Sure.
There's an old saying out there for Native men: if you go Native American, you don't go back.
I don't think that's the right.
That's not the right one.
I don't think that's the right one, there, Coach.
Are you sure? That's what
Her different.
that's what I've heard. That's what I've been
No.
saying that forever. And you're saying that's not the right one.
I like that other one you told me earlier.
Which one did I
The
tell?
one you told me earlier.
I thought it went something like, once you go red, we know you got a good head. That's that.
So listen, the culture of the Latina, I'm not too familiar with it coming from the Native American community via the Italian American community.
There you go.
I know the women in the Italian culture who, back in the day, traditional was subservient,
Yeah.
but they loved it though. They
Yeah.
loved serving their families. They loved, my grandmother loved serving her husband. And when my grandfather passed away, we thought, wow, she's going to finally be able to enjoy life, and she couldn't because her purpose was to serve her husband.
Yeah.
But the thing that I get that that makes it not subservient, the thing that I realized as I matured was that she was the boss the whole time. She just didn't let you know it. She didn't want to embarrass her husband.
Right.
So, but behind the scenes, she was the boss. And
Reminds me of another story about in part. Okay, back I took you up to the mountains, right?
Absolutely.
Where we're
Beautiful
from? Okay.
place. Beautiful place.
So my primo, okay, I went to go visit. We went and visit him. He wasn't there that day, but I think I told you the story. So I go visit him, and I walk up to his house, and it's locked from the outside with a candado, with a lock on the outside. Yeah? I go, oh, no está aquí, he's not here. So I'm leaving.
Wait, how did you say it?
No está aquí.
No, I like the way you said it. No
Yeah,
está aquí.
No está aquí.
No está aquí. Pues no está
So
aquí.
I'm leaving the porch. So I'm leaving the porch, right? And then there's a knock on the window from inside.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, he goes, JC, hey, she's locked in. He locked her in the house, his wife. I go, why? I go, your door's locked. She goes, I know, he locked it. That way nobody visits me. And I'm like, what? But see, in that culture,
That is, yeah.
she was okay with that.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
way nobody visits. They're just locked. It's done. But
Yeah.
she just said hello to me because I'm the primo, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to unlock it? And break?
Wow,
Oh no!
wow.
Talk about the men, the Chicanos. That back in the day, they still have some of that lifestyle. Where they're the machismo. They're the man that controls everything. Yeah.
It does. It runs deep, and it's it's something that that we grew up watching, we grew up experiencing, we grew up right, and for a lot of us, or a lot of guys, they grew up not knowing any better.
So let's ask,
Right.
in Big Louie's house,
In Big Louie's house.
who's the boss?
Wait, let me back up and tell you.
No, yeah, he's going to back up. That's for sure.
Because
Kinda
this
like,
is
boo!
no. It's important to know that I was raised by a single mother and 3 older sisters.
Wow. Okay.
Now you know where things are at in my house.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
I
Okay.
know.
No wonder you're spoiled.
No
You know,
machismo there.
it's funny that you say it because I'm not at all spoiled at all. And let me tell you
Well,
something.
you resemble a spoiled rich kid back from the days.
Chalet, brother, the hand-me-downs sucked. I got made
You wore
fun of.
skirts?
Jordache jeans.
Wow.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Wow.
But no,
Did you wear the halter
yeah,
tops too?
man, yes, I had no. I
Did
didn't
you
have
wear
to do
the
that.
Gloria Vanderbilt jeans?
You know what? I got to give my mom props because
I don't know. Look at this guy turning red. I don't
She-
know, man.
she
He might have
did-
been wore some of those
she
skirts
did
there.
a lot with a little, right? But I never had to wear my sister's clothes. That's for sure.
Do you remember the Gloria Vanderbilt jeans?
I sure do.
Did
yes.
any female ever look bad in the Gloria Vanderbilt jeans?
No. And my mom still wears the Gloria Vanderbilt perfume.
How about that? How about that? I'm showing my age,
But,
Gloria Vanderbilt jeans, by the
She
way.
just passed away, huh?
Yeah, she
Yep.
did. She just passed away.
In my house, there is no, none of that does not exist in our house at all. In fact, it maybe even leans a little more to the other side, right? Where I probably,
You got to call her, ask her if you could go have lunch. It's on
well,
her face.
I just
That's
texted her and
it.
I said, hey, can I go to a networking event tonight? Just kidding.
There is.
We've got a
the-
mutual respect.
I think getting back to your question, the Latino woman is a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
As is the Native American
Yeah,
woman.
definitely.
Is a beautiful woman. I love women who believe in their traditional ways. And what do I mean in their traditional ways? A woman who just believes in themselves and empowers others. And I get a little confused sometimes. I don't, I don't know if it's the dinosaur in me, but a woman that doesn't wear makeup, I think is gorgeous. Love that she loves her natural looks, her natural beauty, her natural, what is the culture of the makeup like? What is the reason as a female? What is the culture of why the women put the makeup on? Is it to please themselves or to please others?
Well, I can only speak for myself because I've never asked that question to anybody. But if you were to ask me, why do I put makeup? I don't always put makeup, but when I do, it's just because I feel good. Like I feel good with myself.
It's like
You know
us
what I mean?
combing
I
our
don't
hairs,
do
right?
it.
Like us men combing their hairs.
I
Why do
don't,
they comb
exactly.
their hairs?
I don't do it for to
Attention
please
or
anybody.
exactly
You know what I mean?
to
It's just to please me.
please yourself.
And just because I feel that in a specific day, maybe I felt like putting makeup, but maybe another day I don't. You know what I mean? So I don't put I haven't gotten to the point of doing like fake, like the lips and all of these things yet, but I'm not saying I never will. I don't know. But the makeup part is just because sometimes I feel like it, you know?
Get a chair.
But you
Dr.
know,
Delaney.
I want to mention something because we're talking about culture and we're talking about, like morals and principles. These message and these that I'm saying that is for women, that might feel frustrated. There is women out there that are happy in the space that they are. You know what I mean? And that's awesome as long as you're actually truly happy. And you don't have to tell me, you just have to tell yourself, like individually, are you happy where you are? Do you know who you are? You know what I mean? And if you know who you are and you're happy there, stay there. Hey, see you later. But if not, then do something about it, And it's the same thing with men. There's a lot of men out there that they don't know who they are.
I know
You
who
know?
I am. Well, better yet, do you know who am I?
Are you sure you know who you are?
You know-
Because
Well, we
of
know
the
you're a
apparel
boxing fan.
of the clothing that you're wearing today. Are you sure you know who you are?
Soy vaquero. I am a Cowboys fan through and through. True blue.
Cowboys fan.
Right? And so that's right, just the equivalent of makeup, right? We wear clothing that helps us showcase, our styles, right? And things that make us, give us a bit
Are
of
you-
confidence.
are
So
you-
I'll tell you, right? When I suit up and I'm wearing a suit, yeah, man, the confidence is running strong.
Feel good?
I feel good.
Feel good.
Right?
How about when you put on your makeup?
Well, that's only on Saturday nights,
How do
JC.
you feel?
I feel beautiful.
Yeah, he gets in touch with his feminine side.
I feel beautiful.
I guess it's kind of true. I wear black because it's slimming. I know it doesn't work.
and you wear
you know, but-
a size that's too big for you.
And the size too big. So I know it
So
doesn't
hey, do you do it for you or do you do it so people can say that you're thinner?
I do it to
He
turn
doesn't-
Be
he
honest,
doesn't-
hey,
people
look at me,
on.
coach.
He
look
doesn't
at me.
for
I'm
the chicks.
I'm looking to see if there's someone out there that I can turn on. Is that an old term? Is that an old term? Like if you can get into t-shirts and shorts, coaching apparel, we can have a conversation. So, but that being said, hey, like JC, the first thing that when I noticed you 6 years ago when we met, the thing I talked about was the coif. Like it's always coiffed. It's always, the beard. I grew this because of JC.
Did you
And
really?
that's a fact.
You were
And
inspired
am
by
I-
that.
Am I lying?
No, you're not. You
I
did that.
grew this,
You did that.
and this is like, God, 3 years, 4 years worth of growth.
Is that right?
I just can't grow like hair, you know what I'm saying? And there's a reason why I can't grow hair.
I know what it is.
What?
I can't say on the, I
Native
can't say on the air.
American.
On the air?
Yeah.
I can't grow hair because look at my arm and JC's arm. Look at that. Like
They call me Bear.
exactly.
I have a,
hair doesn't grow on rock.
I have a joke that I say that when I try to grow out facial hair, it shows my native side.
Okay.
And they say, well, what do you mean? I say, well, because I get a patchy here, a patchy there.
Well, look at JC. Coiffed perfectly. He goes every week to get it trimmed.
Do you really?
He has
Is
an
that
appointment.
okay, hold on. Get the microphone, JC.
Do
We
you
have
think
to
you can
know.
look
We
like
have
this
to
without
know
it?
Talk to me.
your grooming secrets
Well, I got a haircut every 3 weeks.
every 3 weeks.
I get
Why?
a
Who?
haircut every 3 weeks.
Who cut your hair?
Her name is Flora Gomez.
Over there.
Babalu.
Flora Gomez does a
Babalu.
great
she's
job.
up on
Babalu.
Montano.
Babalu is
You know, I
something
come
else.
from a barber shop family. My dad was a barber.
Ah.
Right? So I always grew up with haircuts from one barber. I always was loyal to my barber. So, so my dad, then there was my cousin. He became a barber. So, but the last probably, 10, 12 years, it's been Flora.
Sure.
But I'm loyal to, like I said, but I get a haircut every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I let my hair finally grow, my beard. I mean, I haven't grown it for a long time, let it go. And I keep it probably every 2 weeks. I do a nice little trim. I mean, just to,
Now,
it's
To look
it's-
sharp.
Do you?
Here's
do you
a
trim it
question
yourself?
that's for Louis and JC.
Yeah, I do
Here's
my
a
beard,
question.
I do the beard for myself. Yeah.
And it's along the same lines. Okay? So I'm going to let's play word association.
All right. Word association.
All right.
Here we go.
So
Okay.
both of you, I'm going to say a word, and you give me the first thing that comes to your mind,
Okay.
along the same lines of what we're talking about.
All right. Good deal.
Okay.
Manscaping.
I guess not me. You can tell. I guess not me, right?
That was not appropriate in any way at all whatsoever. But I'll just say, but here's the thing: it's important to do that, right? Because we got to do that for our partners, right? Just as we expect that of them.
Listen,
Right?
I don't listen. I'm Native American.
What does that mean?
Manscaping?
I really don't know what it means.
I think it's saying main landscaping.
No,
Main landscaping.
manscaping.
What is that? I don't really know what that is.
Well, sometimes you need a little coif work, a little garden work.
No.
A little,
Oh,
you
no.
know, a
no.
little trim.
No.
Because that's a word. That's what men do.
Never heard of
today.
that.
Men manscape today.
Hey,
like-
but I'm a Chicano, man. Chicanos don't manscape. Come on.
is that the machismo coming
No,
out?
man, come on,
That's
man.
machismo.
Get back,
Machismo?
man. Get back,
That is
Jack.
machismo.
Get back, Jack.
From a female perspective, manscaping. What is that? Is that important to
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Like for men to like what? To
To keep it clean.
you? You know.
Yes, it's important. Hello. Otherwise, it's like a
You mean
garden.
Are you talking like real fine greens like in golf?
Like
I
the,
don't know. I don't
like the putting greens.
Great,
Well, everybody,
great
everybody
example.
trim, dude. I mean,
Great example.
what are you
Putting
talking
green.
about, man?
Putting green. Very good.
Well, no, I don't have a putting green. I mean, I got to admit that. But then again, I don't have a rough either. So we're talking golf here, right?
Oh man.
Do women prefer hitting out of the rough or hitting on the putting green? What do women prefer?
Well, I'm gonna speak for myself and for a few females that I know because when females get together, dang, we can talk about everything.
They
But
let it out.
That's one of the things that we talk.
See, I brought it up, and you hear.
Hold on.
They have a
Rocio
discussion.
says a garden.
I know it's just because I said I guarded and I said. No, heck, no, take care of that. It's important. Yes, we want the
Okay.
clean thing.
So the rough or putting green.
Dang. The
Well, if she's saying that they need a little,
Yeah.
shrubbery work,
Right.
it's putting green.
Putting
yeah.
green.
What do men like?
What do, on
On
yeah,
women.
the putting green. Yes. The putting green.
I don't even know. I forget what it even looks like. So I don't. So I don't even know.
How do we get here? You know, I'm gonna go.
Because him and his manscape of him, and then now his tongue is tied.
I'm
Now,
gonna go-
I can't. I don't know what you're talking about.
How about Team Alkaline live stream broadcasting here at the Kangen Water Studios?
You know, drinking alkaline water. JC and myself, and do you drink the alcohol? We're all fans of
Yes.
Tim Baca Sr. and Superstar Jr. And,
Yes.
and how they're changing the community with Kangen water. People don't realize. I tell Tim all the time, Tim, you got to get film of the Duke City Gladiators only drink alkaline water.
That's
We
right.
don't drink Gatorade. We don't drink Powerade. The players drink alkaline water 6 days a week. Practice only alkaline water. Game only alkaline water in our bench area, and so alkaline water has changed my life. Look, we got some response.
We're horrible.
So Louis went to go get his alkaline. Do you have your alkaline?
Hey, give me some mic. So tell me. So what were you laughing about earlier? Did you see yourself?
I thought he was a little shy at first, like the Mr. Machismo. When you told him, listen, that's a topic of discussion. That's a topic of discussion with my women's group. Well, if that's a topic of discussion in the women's group, man, that's important.
Hey, if you men like women to take care of themselves, so do we. It all comes down to what you like, we like. I mean, it's not just one way.
And that's,
We're still talking about H2O. Is that right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
How this is good for your hair.
It really is good for your hair.
And
Someone said to me, and they might have been, because I'm the gullible one. Someone said to me,
Good for your thirst.
someone said to me, like, Coach, you look like you're getting younger since you've been drinking water.
You did.
Someone said that to me.
Scott did from Dazzling Displays. We were up in Santa Fe earlier, meeting with Scott. Dazzling Displays, a great product. You guys are going to be hearing more about that here on this show. Well, I'll just let you in on a little secret. Coach B, myself, we're going to be the marketing powerhouses behind Dazzling Displays. Alakini is also going to be.
When Dazzling Displays signed, new team member Dazzling Display, Big Louis Hernandez. How in the world did you secure that big free agent signing?
That goes back to the relationships that we were talking about before, and having that. So just backstory, right? The whole reason that I became the executive director of the ABQ West Side Chamber is because of that man right there. We ran into each other at
The protege.
We ran into each other at
The mentor.
we ran into each other at Chili's on the west side, right? And he pulled me aside. He says, "Hey, man, we need you on the team. We need you to run the West Side Chamber.
We don't need you as a board member. We want you to be the guy.
We want you to be the guy."
And,
And I told JC, I said, "How much does it pay?" He says, "Brother,
Pay?
money aside, let me tell you what this opportunity is going to do. How it's going to catapult you in life."
And you really are a local celebrity. You really are.
Yeah,
Who doesn't know Big Lou?
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You're a local celebrity. You got your own show. I'm on your show right now. You know what I'm saying? And I have a no paparazzi policy, and I'm on your show right now.
Talking about watering the garden.
This guy.
But no, really, yeah.
You asked me that question. How did I get Big Blue on our team at Dazzling Displays? And a lot of people out there know who Dazzling Displays. We do a lot of awards. We do plaques. We do picture frames. We do jersey frames. Our clients is the Mexico Sports Hall of Fame, University of New Mexico Lobos, YDI, Expo New Mexico. So it's
Minor league baseball
Minor league baseball,
leagues.
the Atlantic Baseball League, the East Coast, and the Hispano Chamber of Commerce laws is Dazzling Displays gain.
Right.
Everything works for a reason. One
One
door shuts,
exactly.
one door opens. And when I
He
found
literally
out
stole that
that
out of
he
my mouth.
was
He
not the
stole it out of
spano
my
no
mouth
more,
just now.
I reached out. I wanted to see if he's interested in that. We needed a director, sales director, to build the country, not just New Mexico.
Well,
Not
you
just
got,
Munchie.
you got a
the
guy
country.
now.
Yeah, and,
the thing that I like it is that, everybody in this city, and I love this city. I mean, I do. I love this city with a passion. But everybody seems like they want to go into real estate. You notice that? Like, hey, what are you doing? I got a new job. What are you doing? Real estate. And, you have Big Lou here that sees the picture a little bit differently. But he's a big free agent signing, man. You just signed, Kawhi Leonard. Dazzling just signed Kawhi Leonard.
I can believe
know,
that. And
with-
and Ella, you know our product. Tell us a bit about that product that we made, that Dazzy made for your son. Tell,
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was so professional. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you do stuff like that. But it is actually really, really cool, and it's very professional.
Well,
I loved it.
let me tell you, it's very unique and it's one of a kind. And the closest company doing anything like this is in Australia, and they can't even do the custom designs that Dazzling Displays can.
Right.
And so this is truly a really truly unique product.
Our main partner is Scott Irving. We're all partner, but Scott Irving is the brain. He's the photographic mind. All these awards come out of his head. He designs it.
Jamie
in his head,
Lynn
and they
from
come out
I-9 Sports
amazing, like what he did for your.
is laughing her ass off now from the phrase watering the garden.
Well, watering the garden, isn't that okay? Somebody's got to coin that term, watering the garden, and
Wait.
tell her not to laugh too loud because we want to make sure that the kids don't hear about the laughter, and they're going to start asking questions. Yeah,
About watering the garden?
about watering the garden.
What's so bad about watering? It's a must. Watering the garden is a must. We heard,
Yeah, just to go back on Eva's son, his name is Tyler Kinney, and he's a football player out of Las Lunas High School.
Yep.
And he's a Division I prospect. And I believe this weekend he was visiting, I'm not sure to say, the Stanford camp.
Cardinal.
Stanford Cardinals out of California. We
Palo
made
Alto.
him a picture remembrance from Alabama. He was at Alabama.
Yeah.
And these are just something that he's going to treasure all his life.
Yeah.
Because this is a memory as a young man that he's going to have a lot more probably awards bigger than that. But that's
Sure.
he's going to remember that. But it's Dads in Displays. Go back to Dads in Displays. And we're just happy to have Luis on board.
I'm still
and
waiting
and all
for
we see
Dazzling
is-
Display to make a display for me. I figured, listen, the reason why I hang out with JC is, can he make one of those big, beautiful things for me? 3 years now, nothing.
back
Like
to back.
nothing.
It's going to say back to back.
Back to back.
Champions.
Congratulations, the young man that he's talking about. Is
Absolutely.
your son.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited.
that is exciting
Can
going
we-
into his junior year at Los Lunas.
Can we get him to sit in?
Absolutely, I'd love for him to meet that young man.
Yeah.
Any young
Yeah, I
man.
think he will really. I have two kids, and they're both really focused. You know what I mean? And they're at a young age, they know what they want to do. And I have to say, I think they love empowering the youth. And they have a lot of cool things to say of their youth nowadays and how they need motivation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what a better way to motivate the youth than the youth? Not us.
Well,
the youth. You know what I mean? It's really cool.
That's why I think sports is so important. One of my favorites, young students, is listening, Natasha. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? Natasha Mayer's out in Warm Springs, Oregon. Sports is so important. I mean, the main thing about sports is the empowering qualities that sports have. Sports teaches so much. Like you want to teach with your Latina empowerment group. Sports is all about empowerment, making sure the statistics of young people that are involved in athletics, the suicide statistics,
Right.
the high school dropout statistics are so extreme, especially with young women who are involved with sports. Teenage pregnancy numbers are so down.
Yeah.
Right.
The ones that are involved in sport, because it empowers us. It gives us identity, self-worth. I don't know where I would be without sport. It gave me my identity, you know, and so when you have a young son like yours that plays football, what's your other child do? I don't want to.
My son just graduated
Two
from
boys?
LA. Yeah, my son
boys?
just graduated from LA from music production. So
about that?
he graduated Saturday, so he's back in Los Lunas now. You know,
Getting into business with Pop?
he's actually in the music production business, and so he does like anything the music that has to do music for movies, music for Netflix shows. But then his passion it's creating his own music, like a DJ.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, that's a big
And
congratulations.
the younger daughter is a singer herself.
Yeah, my
Wow.
daughter
Wow.
sings.
That's right. Now, did she make her debut at Dia de los Padres? Was that her debut, or has she performed publicly before that?
Well, she's been singing the national anthem before, but that's the first time she sang like that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. How about that? So, yeah, an amazing voice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
She was able to showcase that at the
Yeah.
Father's Day event at the Downs Casino racetrack last 2 weekends ago, right?
Yeah, and actually the manager there asked her if she can book her to come and sing on the races.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
How about that?
How
Yeah,
about
it's very
that?
exciting.
How
Hey.
about that? Congratulations. You know,
Got a little giggy
I'm
gigs.
sitting with three people who are wonderful, wonderful parents. And how do you know when you're a wonderful parent? When your children have great success and without balance, you know, great success isn't achieved. And your children all seem to be, you know, on the path to greatness.
Yeah. You know what? When you hear about all our kids, I saw Luisa's young little. How old is your little girl?
She's 5.5.
5.5, and she was performing, dancing at halftime at the Gladiator.
5.5
And
going
I'm
on
like,
how
you know
old?
what? You see these
25.
kids nowadays, and as our kids, as they grow older, you know, we're all proud of our kids,
Right.
Because our kids saw like what you're doing, Coach. I see your son next to you, and you're saying what a great example for your son. You know, and that's
Well,
what
I appreciate that.
and that's what's important. You talk about what's the biggest compliment, as much as we've done in our lives, no matter
Right.
what we've done. The biggest rewards that I've gotten in my life is when somebody comes up and tells me how good my kids are. Just to come up and say, you know what, you have a great son, you have a good son. Your daughter, you know what, that's all the reward that I needed. Nothing else matters in
Right,
this world.
right.
You know, and that's what I've seen in life. As I get
Not even $1 million contract?
You know, I want to share something about with my son. My son, the you know, the one that plays football. He's 16. His name is Tyler, and when he goes to camps, they have told him, several coaches have said, if you come here to high school here, you're going to be noticed more, and you're going to have more opportunities to play in different states and colleges. So for a while, he was wondering, can I move college, like high school? Can I go to LA and can I go to here so I can be noticed? But then he realized and said, you know what? No, I want to be the legend. I want to be one of the legends from New Mexico. And I want to show kids my age that no matter where you are, you can make it if you're hungry enough.
He wants
So
to be the next
Yeah.
Urlacher,
So
Urlacher.
the
Or
next
who are we
Landry
talking?
Jones,
Who were we talking about earlier today?
the next Alan Branch. You know,
Alan Branch.
some great
You know, like Brian Urlacher
Zach
got found.
Zach
Went to New
Gentry.
Mexico.
The next
Tyler. You know, as much as all the bigger schools
the
are
next
once this young
Zach
man,
Gentry.
Once somebody starts setting the precedents where these 4-star, 5-star athletes want to stay home,
You know.
that's when New Mexico football is going to change the environment of what it is.
Right.
I got a little different opinion. We
but
can
I've
talk
gone
about
to
that.
these football stadiums where there are 100,000 people. When you're a young man, how do you say, oh, man, do I want to play in front of those 100,000? Do I want to stay home and play for New Mexico?
Right.
New Mexico, of course, but I'm a big Lobo guy anyway.
You are a big Lobo guy, but listen, you know, you have a kid out there that has a scholarship offer from the University of Texas, the University of Oklahoma, UCLA, you know, kind of regionalized, University of Colorado, you know, schools that are around here, and UNM. How do you justify sending him to UNM?
You don't justify sending them. It's up to the kid to say, I want to play for New Mexico. That's who I want to play for. But it's the parents that say, well, no, you need to go to LSU. You need to go to Alabama. You need to go to
What
and
are the chances that the O'Toole kid from La Cueva is going to go to UNM?
I have no idea, but
I can tell you,
I
zero.
I wish that
Zero.
Brian Urlacher can tell every one of these New Mexico kids that you do not need to go to a big school if you're good enough. And once these kids from New Mexico decide to stay at New Mexico,
Whoa.
that's when it changes the environment of New Mexico.
What was the
football.
program
Now, don't
like
get
when
me
Urlacher?
started.
What was the program like when Urlacher was here? What was the program like when Urlacher was here?
Hold on, time out. I just got to say, these guys are about to get out of control. The table's shaking like it's an earthquake about to happen here.
What was the program like when Urlacher was there?
It was the same. It was the same.
I can't believe
the
it
difference
was
is
the
Rocky
same.
Long. We were not we were winning every game. We were not winning the conference. I don't even think we won a conference during that time. The problem is that the player himself raised his level of who he was, and that's how Brian Urlacher became who he was.
How many
And
Brian
that's what
Urlachers
college
do
he
you
went
think
to.
are out there? How many Brian Urlachers do you think are out there?
I want JC to put that so he can hear the passion. Man, you're making the table shake.
Did you hear?
Holy cow.
Did you hear how she said?
The passion.
passion.
Yes. Hey, thank you
The
for
passion.
joining us today, Ada. We look forward to you being here. So we do
Woohoo, thank
this
you.
this show typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m.
Awesome.
So just
Yeah.
know that it happens here.
Okay, perfect.
All the time.
Let me know. My son can
And-
join.
Coach is coming back.
And you notice that the reason that I'm saying it in front of Ella here is that her son's going to be a Division I player that's going to be recruited from all these colleges all over the country, and not to put pressure, but once the
he
one
doesn't go to
kid
UNM.
who's 4-star, 5-star that stays home at
bet
New
you he
Mexico is
doesn't
when
go to
it's when
UNM.
it's going to change. He probably won't, and that's fine. But my point is, if he decides he wants to go to New Mexico, it's up to him to say, "I'm going to New Mexico, mom and dad."
Right.
Because it's the mom and dads that make that decision, and you know it.
Oh no, mom and dads don't make. Now, what mom and dads have to do is they have to agree because they got to sign the letter of intent. But there's no way that you could tell this young lady is going to say to her son, "No, you're not going to school there."
Let me tell you something. If it was my decision, he wouldn't even be playing football.
Oh. Mama said, knock you out. I'm going to knock you out.
But football. Here's the thing, though. You know the reason why she's going to let him play football? Because football is going to get him a free education.
Right.
That's right.
Stay right there.
You know, you have a fan in Jamie Lynn over at I9 Sports. I quote,
Hello, Jamie.
dazzling displays make the coolest items.
All right. Hey, we were in Santa Fe a while ago, and this is to Jamie. And we walked in our manufacturing plant. What's the first thing Coach B sees? The jersey for United. Well, you know what I'm talking about.
United.
And your I-9 logo.
Right.
He was like,
All of a
"What do
sudden,
we doing with I-9 logo?" But just a little plug for Jamie and the I-9 Sports and Roger. They're doing such a wonderful job.
What an
you know.
amazing organization.
telling you.
They're doing amazing things
You know
here
what?
in the city.
You know, they're good people, great people. See, you know, you can have the best company, and if you're not a good person, it's not going to work. I'm telling you, these are two good people that are doing the right thing in this. You know, I'm glad to have them in Albuquerque. I'm telling you, in Rio Rancho. You know, my grandkids playing that I-9, and I'm telling you.
You know,
Pretty
listen,
impressed.
listen. Our young guest left.
Yes.
Why are you still sitting on my lap?
Because of the camera angle, he wanted.
Oh,
to
is
get
that
next-
the reason?
That's
why?
that's the reason why, because
That's why. Not because I love you, okay? Not because I love you.
I thought we were going to revisit the conversation of the garden and watering and all.
I don't know.
But I know
Really?
time is time. We've been on for about an hour and a half. which is usually about an hour longer than what
I
we
said
normally
10
do.
minutes.
You said
I
10
said I'd
minutes.
come on for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It was a great time, you know.
he said, "Oh, Big Louie, I don't want to get on the show. I'll give you 10 minutes, man." Did I do a good, coach?
You did a great job. Great recruitment. You recruited him pretty good.
How much fun did everybody have today? That's the whole
That's
key
all
of
it
the
takes.
podcast
Yes,
is have a little
exactly.
bit of fun.
But,
And
you
when
know-
you got JC Lopez on, how do you not have fun with JC Lopez?
Absolutely. I'm still trying to figure out which song we can take out of the show here.
From El Gringo?
You want smell gringo?
Do some El Gringo. Sean
Yes.
Kinney at Las Tunas, Nuevo Mexico. Yeah,
Let's see if we can find him here.
great man. And this was
Wow.
this was his wonderful, beautiful, lovely wife, Ava.
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 I know she's very. You got to really say it correctly, because she corrects you when you don't say it.
Well, when you call
the
her when
right
you
way.
call her Jeannie, I think she corrects you when you call her Jeannie.
Genie.
You know,
Earlier you called her a different name. I'm like,
I did?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Hey, we're striking out all over the place here. Now this device, this tablet here has died.
all right.
This device here has
yeah.
died.
Well, I think it's time to hit the road.
let's destroy the set first.
This
Is rock and
this
roll.
one has died.
This is rock and roll.
Okay. Hey, Luis, thank you for having me on the show.
No,
I appreciate
no,
you.
man,
And
thank
welcome
you.
to Dads in Display. Coach, awesome as always.
Friends, thank you guys for tuning in today. It was a rare occasion when I'll just call it as I see it. The Three Stooges rolled into the Kangen Water Store, and we decided we wanted to do a 10-minute live show, and here we are an hour and a half later. But hey, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for being here, a part of ABQB2B, the network live stream. Coach, where does everybody need to be Saturday
Hey,
night?
Chevelle Shepherd singing a national anthem, putting on a halftime concert at the game. South Conference Championship 2019, Tingley Coliseum. Your Duke City Gladiators versus the vaunted, hated Amarillo Venom.
I'll be there.
6 p.m. kickoff.
6 p.m. kickoff. If you do not have tickets, please make sure you go out and buy your tickets for this game, and make sure that your face is in the place, because it is going to be on fire Saturday night.
It's a blackout.
A blackout.
Blackout going on in Tingley Coliseum
Blackout.
Saturday night.
All right. Hey, I hope you guys have a good day. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. We will have the infamous national Latina blogger and world-renowned real estate agent, Amber Ortega,
Wow.
on the show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll be playing golf tomorrow.
That's
The
right.
Hispano Chamber Cameras.
That's yeah. Make sure you send all my love to all
I
the people.
sure will.
Yeah. Speaking about Venom, right? We'll see you guys soon.
Later.